Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Gare Bear Review. Yes, we are back and better than ever. Sorry for the delay. After 3 weeks, I believe. Yeah, this is crazy. But schedules have been crazy. I've been working a lot, but we're back. So no more crying, no more fussing. We're gonna go over Fast 7. Yes, Fast 7. I know there's 7 of these bastards, but look, it was just as ridiculous and as crazy as ever. Now, like I said, it was ridiculous, and like I said, like ridiculous, I mean ridiculously awesome is what I meant to say. Now, basically, what I mean is each stunt was made to was basically made up to be awesome every single time. I mean, not to mention, each stunt in this movie was made out to outdo each other and its predecessor. Each movie, I should say, not each stunt, but well, each stunt also. Honestly, they basically took the Die Hard standards on which every stunt driven, flown, jumped, crashed, or whatever was done. In the end, anyone involved should either be severely injured or dead, or pretty much incinerated. Especially from awesomeness. I mean, of course, it's like ridiculous where they're going with this franchise. The story, they still end up trying to put a story with this, which they do. They end up adding characters from the previous one using shitty CGI effects. But like the laws of physics actually do not apply one iota. Pretty much basically since the beginning of this franchise, but here it's starting to get laughable and a little bit crazy. I mean, come on. In the past, they pulled down they in the past few movies they've pulled down a freight plane, an enormous tank. They took down a train. This time they drove a beautiful piece of car through not one, not two, but three. Yes, count them, three buildings, approximately 5 feet away from each other. Oh, and did I forget? I forgot to mention it was kind of a speed situation here, where they never stopped. They never stopped moving at all. I mean, I'm fucking calling shenanigans right then and there. I'm totally calling shenanigans on this. This is ridiculous. It's getting more ridiculous as these movies go on, and there's two more to come. I mean, what's his face? Vin Diesel said that he's already penning the the eighth one, and God forbid there's going to be a ninth probably in the works. I mean, that's at least what he's saying. But wait, there's plenty more. Walker, while inside a camper bus, while teetering on a cliff, mind you, magically swung himself on top of the bus, ran across it, not only to be jumping at the last second, but to grab onto Letty's car's spoiler as she was drifting to save his ass. What? What? I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry to say this, but again, I mean, come on. This is getting even nuttier and nuttier. Not even Bill Nye himself could science this up for us. I mean, he could. I mean, he's awesome. But who are we kidding? I mean, who are we all kidding? It shouldn't be able. This stuff should not be able to happen. Like I said, it's taking the Die Hard route, where if you get thrown from a helicopter at least 20 miles an hour into a glass building and then falling at least 30 stories through broken down floors in that said building, you're gonna die. You're going to die. I'm sorry. There's a point when you're falling, or at least in the middle of the air, where something is going to hit you and or stab you. It just should not work. I realize that like this is insane, but like nothing is off limits in the seventh part of this franchise. And yes, you heard me right for the fifth time. Actually, seventh time probably, because let's get it equal here. 777. It's the seventh film in this franchise, and it doesn't appear that they're slowing down. Like I said, I keep repeating myself here, but they're going to add at least two more to this franchise. It's just not going to stop, and it's really pissing me off. The real funny part is that about all of it is that this story does involve, and the stunts get crazier and wilder. The girls get faster, the cars get hotter, Yes, they do. And of course, like I'm a guy. I enjoyed. If I could be honest here, most guys end up really enjoying these types of films, and with the boobs, the butts, the cars, the adrenaline rush, the casting alone. I mean, come on, you have the fucking Rock and Vin Diesel and Jason Statham. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, Michelle Rodriguez. Come on. I mean, if that's not a fantasy, I don't know what is. Now, for the sad part, as most of you know, as I turn this review down to a low notch, we all know Paul Walker died before finishing this film. So after the break that these guys had away from the film, the cast and crew they proceeded with the film in a different route. I'm guessing. I mean, that's at least what I've heard. They asked his brothers uh, to be the body doubles, and basically what they did was they CGI'd uh, his face onto Paul Walker's face onto his brother's body, so that way they could still continue it with at least with still him in it. Um, Now, at some points it was bad. Sometimes it was like only okay. I mean, unfortunately for the keen eyes that are out there, it's kind of obvious Sheens. No, Charlie Sheen was not in this movie. Which scenes he wasn't in. It was a couple in the beginning. You definitely saw the differences in the end in the last, like, I would say 10-20 minutes maybe. But I mean, which he wasn't there for like a good portion of the film, and but there's like the even sadder part, which they'll make you tear up, is that they use all the footage that they got from Fast One and to now, and they did this beautifully placed Paul tribute to sending him and his character, if you think about it, off into the sunset and into a beautifully, it was beautifully sung by Wiz Khalifa and Bluth, Blit. I don't know. It's some other guy. Seth something. I don't know. It was another guy who sang the song, but they did it. It was so beautifully done. I like the way that they sent it off, and it actually, honestly, I would be okay if they ended it like that and not do 8 or 9 or both. I would actually really enjoy it. And all in all, if you've been following the franchise, it actually works out well that they ended this way. That way, they all get to retire, because I feel like at the end it just won't work out. But again, all in all, in the end, it was obviously, if you like the franchise, obviously check this film out. You definitely won't be disappointed, especially with the new cast members here. They added Jason Statham to this one, even though he was sort of added to the six, I believe, or five. Whenever Jason Statham killed Han, if you don't know that, you need to get going on the franchise. Um, and Kurt Russell they added, which is kind of cool. I can't wait to see that. Him in more of the again, contradicting what I said before. I hope and I don't hope he doesn't show up. So we'll see what happens. Also see what happens in our next adventure, because we're gonna be super spies. Yes, we're gonna be spies, British spies, as it were, in Kingsman: The Secret Service. So stay tuned for that. Bye.